Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more.
You're listening to The Man That Can Project with Lachlan Stuart, a global movement created to empower men and open up what's really going through their minds by having real and raw conversations about life's unique challenges and our individual ways of processing it all. Welcome to The Man That Can Project.
Morning, everyone. And firstly, I hope you had an incredible Christmas. Today, I am recording from my phone in Toowoomba. All my podcast setup is in Brisbane. I didn't want to have to carry it around, and I thought, hey, iPhones are that bloody good now, and the AirPods, the sound should be very, very cool. And today's episode is going to be solo. I have already pre-recorded a whole heap of incredible guests, and I decided to push one this week because I wanted to share my top 7 learnings, or I guess lessons and experiences from 2021 that are really going to help me propel forward in 2022 and continue to create a life that I'm proud of and be a man that I'm proud of. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. You guys may have had similar experiences, similar learnings, or you may have even had it earlier. And if you have, you should have shared it with me. I mean, seriously, come on. But before I dive in, I do want to talk about the Strong Men of Value Academy, but I actually also just want to talk about Toowoomba. It is so awesome here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I'm standing in the middle of the driveway with a heap of shrubbery and trees around me. It's very, very relaxing and therapeutic. I always find it so epic to get away from Brisbane just because I just feel like I don't have to stress as much. And I think that's a very important thing to be mindful of, is just how much stress we put on ourselves and the pressure as well, I guess, of expectation that we have on ourselves to live a certain way, have a certain level of success. I guess this is even a learning. I'm already jumping the gun there, aren't I? And anyway, let's talk Strong Men of Value, then let's get into those 7 lessons for you. So Strong Men of Value Academy, the applications are now open. So if you're wanting to play a bigger game, if you're wanting to get on track to create your dream life, feel more confident in your own skin, have more energy, be fitter, be around our community and an environment of epic blokes doing epic things. And when I say epic, we're talking high achievers in all walks of life, because remember, that's what I wanted a number of years ago. I wanted to have access from blokes who were successful dads, successful in business, successful with their health, have incredible lifestyles that were going to be willing to talk and share with myself and the community around what it really takes to achieve success. What are some of the limiting beliefs that they had to deal with? What are some of the setbacks and failures that they had? Because that will then help me with my own mindset and also the actions that I'm going to take so I can almost fast track it, right? Like, it's a pretty exciting thing. So if you want to apply, you can head over to themanthatcanproject.com/strong men of value, and you'll see the academy there. You'll see the application form. It may take you 5 to 10 minutes to fill out, but that helps me, 1, realize that you're serious and you're committed to being a member of the community. But 2, it also helps me learn a little bit more about you as an individual, what you're looking to achieve, and whether the Strong Men of Value Academy is actually the right fit for you, because it's not the right fit for everyone. And I don't want you spending your money and wasting your time in something that may not be the best fit for you. So if you want to do that now. We're kicking off the next intake on January 17. So make sure you get over there now. And finally, guys, last bit. Whether you're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple podcast or whatever platform, this show grows through your support. Okay, so every time you hear something or you listen to an episode or there's a guest on here that you get a whole heap of value from, please, please, please share it on your social media, because your tick of approval helps your people in your life realize that there is actual value and incredible stuff to learn from this show. And rather than me having to keep telling people, they get to hear it from their mates themselves, which gives it more validation. And people who really need to hear this, like you guys, are more likely to listen to it. So thanks for doing that. Make sure you leave a review or a rating as well, because that helps push us up the charts and tells Spotify that, hey, this show is legit. Let's pump it higher so more people can find it. Cool. Anyway, let's talk about the first point. So point number 1, be mindful of where you spend your time. Super, super important. One thing I've learned over the years is we are very, very busy. The world is only getting busier and busier. There are more distractions. There are more shiny disco balls, that I like to call them, that steal our focus. And when we aren't clear on what we're working towards, and I'll talk about clarity and accountability shortly, it's very easy to feel like I need to do this. You go off on the wrong path to then later find out that, hey, that's taken me off track. I need to come back and refocus on the outcomes that I wanted to achieve. Okay, so when you think about this, guys, in a good place to sort of check in with where you're at now is go back to how you spent your time last week, or maybe not last week because that was holidays, but go to your last working week. How did you spend your time? If you go through your calendar and check your hour by hour or whatever you break your time into, whether it's 30-minute blocks, hour blocks, whatever it is, of all the stuff that you were doing, how much of it was important, how much of it was relevant to what you're trying to achieve, and how much of it was necessary? Were there many tasks or coffee catch-up meetings, things that you were doing that weren't making you a better person or helping you achieve your goals? And if not, that's completely fine. You want to be aware of this, because moving forward into 2022, you want to be able to go, look, I did a whole heap of that in 2021 and it wasn't serving me. It wasn't adding value to my life. So that way you can pull the handbrake on it and fill that time with things that are more important to you, right? And there's the Pareto principle, which is 80-20 law. So if you go over your week, I guarantee you 80% of your results were coming from 20% of the work. So work out where that 20% is and just do more of that in 2022. So that's my first one. Be very mindful of where you spend your time. And this also includes your environment, right? Like if you're wanting to be hugely wealthy and extremely fit, hang around hugely wealthy and extremely fit people, because their energy, the way they think, the opportunities that they get exposed to, how often they train will rub off on you, right? Which is only going to make you wealthier and fitter. So be very mindful of that as well. Let's talk about number 2. So number 2, don't compare yourself to others. I've learned this multiple times. It's the reason why I don't follow many other coaches on social media, because what my experience was with this, and it's not because I think I'm better or I don't like what other people are doing, I found myself getting distracted. I saw people running a certain workshop or talking about a certain thing, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I need to be doing this, rather than focusing on and following the goals and the plans that I had put in place to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So, that's just a business example. I know people compare themselves in all areas of life. One that I used to always compare myself to as well, and I put up a post about it the other day, really, is six packs, right? I don't have the most shredded of six packs. I'm lean as all buggery, don't get me wrong. But I've seen a couple of my mates who are just shred lords and their six packs are just gnarly. And when I was younger and less educated, I really strived and aspired to do that. I would do multiple crunches, I would fast, I would do everything to try and get it. And it just never happened. So I think genetically that wasn't there for me, or I wasn't prepared to put as much work in maybe as they were doing. So I stopped comparing myself to them and just compared myself to where I am at today and where I'm going to be at tomorrow. And I know it's easier said than done, but you're going to live from in a completely different headspace if you can learn to let go of that comparison. And before we move on from comparison, I think comparison can be great as well in a way to help you grow and progress, okay, whether it's around standards or values. And like I said, I would compare myself to people I value and I respect their opinion. And if they're willing to share things with me, that can help me be better, that can help me fast track. But don't compare yourself to people that you don't know their story, you don't know what is really going on, you don't know the effort, the sacrifice and stuff they put in to achieve the results that maybe you're not getting. Okay, so you can definitely ask them. I think that's a great thing, but don't beat yourself up over that. So that's point number 2. Number 3, this one's pretty straightforward. Actions speak louder than words. I see it time and time again. And this year, how many people said they were going to do things, but never fucking did it? They're still talking about it. They're still getting ready to get ready. They're creating a plan. They're reading what they need to read, and they haven't taken a single action. What I've found, gents, it's good to have a bit of direction, a bit of a plan, because that helps keep you on track. It helps guide you to where you need to go. But a lot of the things that I learned through doing, I could have never predicted. I could have never understood. So one of the most important things there is to just get into action, and you'll learn so much on the move. And it's generally on the move that you learn the things that are most important, and they're almost telling you this is the next step for me in my journey, not the next step that it says on the rule book or that Johnny said. Because once again, we all come into things with different understandings, different skill sets and experiences that help us either fast track certain areas or they slow us down. So if we can be aware of that, the idea then is just to take action. And it's for people in the Strong Men of Value, whatever goals they're setting for their 12-week game plan, every day there's got to be an action, because those daily actions accumulate, they compound, and they deliver results. And sometimes it's a result that you've been working towards. Sometimes it's not. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing. But I tell you what's guaranteed: if you don't take action, you'll be in the same position you are in 12 months' time or 12 weeks' time that you are right now. And if you don't want to be there, you need to take action. So this is why, for those listening who are considering applying, just apply. Honestly, just apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. I guarantee it will be the best investment you do in 2022. I promise you that. I absolutely promise you that. So actions speak louder than words. If you see yourself talking about something, or if you do talk about something, ask yourself, what's the next step I need to take to get the wheels in motion, to create some momentum? So that question again, what is the first piece of action, or what is the next thing I need to do, or the one thing I need to do to get the wheels in motion? Number 4, the power of accountability and clarity or certainty. This is huge. And this is one of the main reasons why we meet weekly in the Strong Men of Value, is because of the accountability and the refocusing for those who need it, or reestablishing the direction that you're currently going in. Accountability, often we hold others accountable, but we don't hold ourselves accountable. So you may say you're going to do something and you find out, or you realize that you didn't do it. Rather than holding yourself accountable and doing whatever you need to do to accomplish that, you might just brush it under the rug and go, didn't have time, we'll worry about that later, and then just forget about it. And 6 months down the track, you go, why don't I have the results that I was working towards? Let's use the gym as an example. Those who want to start the gym, they go and eventually buy their gym membership. And then they're going, all right, the intention is I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Has anyone said that before? I hear it all the bloody time. And what then happens, you wake up Monday morning, you may actually go, right? You may actually get that first session in. Let's say you did. Then you wake up Tuesday morning. It's raining. It's cold outside. You didn't sleep very well. And all of a sudden you're like, I'll have today off and I'll go this afternoon, or I'll go tomorrow. And what happens when you get to the afternoon or you get to the next morning? You don't go. And that accountability isn't there. And all of a sudden you've allowed yourself to fall short from your goal. And some people take that as failure and they add that to the list of failures, and it impacts their self-worth. For others, they just completely forget about it and move on, but they don't get the results that they want. So the accountability has to be bigger than yourself, guys. And that can come through paying a coach, paying someone who's their role is to hold you accountable. Their role is to challenge you. Their role is to hold you to a higher standard. That's what coaches do. And that's what I help my clients do. And that's what we do in the Strong Man of Value. Secondly, you have an accountability buddy, right? They may be just a mate, someone who has a similar goal or a similar interest. Okay, where you might say, all right, bro, every morning, 5 a.m., we're meeting here. And there's no excuses. We're not allowed to call each other. We have to be here. 5 a.m. That's our accountability buddy. Or thirdly, another way that may or may not be as effective for some people is actually social media. Putting it out there on social media and documenting your journey. That can be an extremely effective way to do that. Or fourth, mosquitoes are getting me here already. A fourth would be joining a group program, right? The risk investment, price isn't as high. There's more accountability, more people to learn from. So that could be another option, okay? That's what we've created with the Strong Men of Value. So there are your things there for accountability. Now, let's go to the second thing I was saying there, accountability and clarity. The importance of having clarity around where you want to go, gents, helps you make decisions, helps you create a more unique and direct plan around how you're going to get to where you want to get to. And I know there are many people out there who say, I don't know where I want to be. I don't know what I like. I don't know who I am. And that's completely fine for you to say that. But if you keep allowing that phrase, I don't know, to control your life, you'll never fucking know. Because in my opinion, that is a lazy man's way to avoid taking responsibility for the quality of your life. The best way to start finding out who you want to be, or who you want to become, and what you want from your life, what you stand for, what that dream life is to start creating, to start making decisions. Who do you value? Who do you aspire to be like? Think about them. What is it specifically about that person or those people that you aspire to be like? Is it their qualities? Is it their discipline? Is it their enthusiasm for life? Is it their wealth? What specifically is it? And write down all of those traits. And now you can start creating a bit of a roadmap. And I'm not going to run you through all of this. We have this in our programs to do this process, but I'll just give you some examples there. However, the next thing you can do is there's a thing called the Odyssey, what's it called? I can't even remember specifically. Odyssey something. I was only reading about it this morning, but there's 3 questions. Right? What would your life look, and this is question number 1. What would your life look like in 5 years' time if you continue going down the same path? Take some time, pause this now, take some time and write that out and see if you like where it's going. And if you don't, what do you feel you could change in that direction that's going to make your life better? Okay. Second question. What could your life look like if you went down a different path? And decide on what that different path could be. You might go down a path where you're open to growth. You change your environment. You become healthier. What's that going to do for your life? Right, this is you getting to start to create things. It's pretty exciting. So think about that. Even just Google Odyssey Plan or Odyssey questions. It's something like that. And it'll give you the third one. I can't remember off the top of my head because I was only reading about it this morning. But that'll give you a good place to start. And if you get stuck with that, I do have some exercises in the Strong Men of Value Academy. So make sure you come join us, or at least apply, and you can get help with that. But let's go to the next one. Understand your core values. This is like your bloody compass, Jen. So if you don't understand what you value, you're going to feel like you lack certainty, like you lack clarity, and almost sometimes happiness and fulfillment, because as I mentioned earlier, life is extremely busy, right? We're getting bombarded with information, opportunities, also distractions every single day. And you'll know this firsthand. There are people that you have spent time with that you may have just met, and boom, they feel like they're your best friend. They feel like, they really get you. So you feel like they really get you. And they're generally people who have similar values to you, even if you may not be aware of what your values actually are at this point. And then there'll be other people, those energy drainers, when you hang around them that you're like, holy shit, I've just spent 5 minutes with them and it's felt like a lifetime and I need to get out of here. I need to recharge. Okay. And the same can happen with events and experiences, right? Because it's more aligned to what we value. And before we continue talking about this, I want you to be mindful, and would like you to be aware that your values will change in life. So don't, just because, you're sitting down to, I guess, get clear on what they are, don't be nervous about doing this exercise because they're your values for life. That will change, but it's up to you to continue checking in, whether you do it every 6 months or, just do it whenever you feel like you're not as fulfilled or you're not as happy. Check in with what you're valuing at this point in your life, because as you gain more responsibilities or various other things, your priorities are going to change and what you value will change. So that's completely okay. But how you can go about doing this, guys, is write down all the things that you enjoy at this point, or all the things that are important to you. I want you to, stop right now and write them all down. You could have a list of 50, you could have a list of 10, whatever it is. Just write down everything that you enjoy or things that you value. For me, for example, I value my health. I value integrity, as my shirt says here. I value adventure. I value recognition. Okay? So once you've written down whatever that list is, just then break it down into your top 5. And then you can list it after that in order of importance, because I guarantee you, if you look at your life and go, am I meeting these values? Are these values being met? Am I getting adventure in my life? Am I holding and maintaining integrity? Is health a value? And if not, you then get to work out, how can I get more of this in my life? And you can work out, potentially other things that you've got that are more important than that at this point in time. So make sure you establish those values. There's a whole worksheet in the Strong Men of Value Academy there that you can go through. You can use the worksheet there. So make sure you get in there, gents. Like I said, you guys are probably just going, holy crap, how much is in this academy? This academy is designed to help you be the best version of yourself, get clear on who that is, and be a high performer like many of the men in there already. So that's that. Let's go to the next one. This one was huge for me. This is number 6. Progress takes time. When I started my business, I wanted to be a millionaire within 12 months. That was the goal. And it sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but I had the enthusiasm and I thought it was really possible. And don't get me wrong, for some people it is. I just really lacked a lot of skills that I needed to run $1 million company. So I fell short, but I didn't quit. And I'm so grateful that I didn't quit, because what I've learned over the last since 2014 really is that progress takes time. And 2022 is the first year I feel like I'm going into where I have the right systems, I have the right people, I have the right services in place to make that a possibility. And I'm so excited by that, because not so much for what that end outcome is, but more so to see the growth and to understand all the hard work that has gone into it, the upskilling, the late nights, the tough conversations that I've had to do in order to build a company to where it is. And I could only imagine, or actually I already understand this, that the same goes into your health goals, your relationship goals, because there's a lot of tough conversations that have to happen. There's sacrifice, there's late nights, there's hard work, there's setbacks that are all a part of this process. And unfortunately, people give up too soon. That's why a lot of people don't achieve what they want. And progress really, really, really takes time. So I highly, highly, want to push this message across. Whatever you're working towards, gents, it may take longer than you're expecting, but if you continue to grow and if you continue to reflect and learn on your own experiences, you will get there. I promise you that. I promise you that. And like I said, some people may do it fast, and this is why that point number 2, don't compare yourself to others, is so important, because there are people who have grown bigger businesses than me. As I said, there are people who are fitter, faster, stronger than me, and they may not have been doing it for as long as me. But that's completely okay, because they may have different experiences and upbringing to that point that have made them be able to do that. allowed them to be able to do that. And that's fine. I'm on my own journey, and I'm committed to my own journey to continue upskilling, enjoying the process, and creating that life that I want to live and become the man that I want to be. And so for those who are watching on YouTube, I'm holding this with my hand, and I've been holding this for as long as I've been talking, and my arms are bloody numb, both of them. But let's go to the final point. The power of routine is number 7. I was going to try and put my hand up, but there's only 5 fingers, not 7. The power of routine. The less decisions you need to make on things that aren't really important, or maybe don't need to be important on a daily basis, the more decision power, the more willpower you're going to have to make the bigger decisions, right? The ones that are significant, the ones that count, the ones that maybe you're not making right now that are keeping you stuck. So think about this. I'm very fortunate I wear the same clothes day in, day out. I don't have to suit up. I wear the same joggers, the same socks, and the same set of jocks. You know, I've got obviously 7 pairs. They do get cleaned as well. But I also start my day the same way. It's structured very similar every day. So if things go south, I know what I'm supposed to be doing roughly at any point in time, and I'm in a fortunate position to do that. But because I don't want to have to make decisions about what I'm wearing to training, what I'm wearing to the gym, what I'm wearing to work, I want that to just be very consistent. So I just go to my cupboard, pull those clothes out, and away I go. Same with food. I eat very similar foods every single day, because I don't want to have to go, wonder what I'm going to cook up today. I just want to eat and get on to the next thing. I have spent time every Friday and Sunday planning the week, prepping for the week, so that I'm aware of what's to come. And I know that if I feel lost, the only decision I need to make is to open up my diary, okay? Open up my diary and do what it says I should be doing at that point in time. Then when there are some big decisions to be made, things that pop up that need my willpower and need me to make a fast decision, I can do that instantaneously. So guys, the reason why, a decision that I made is I need to have a morning routine. I need gym fitness in my day, because that helps me feel strong, confident, helps set my mind up. Reading, non-negotiable. Have to read because it helps, once again, grow and challenge my mind. So think about what routines are you avoiding, or are you not putting? Because there are people who go, I just go with the flow. I wake up when I want. I go to bed when I want. I'm like, all right, well, how's that working out for you? You may enjoy it, but what are the results that you're creating in your life? Are you happy with that? And if you are, this, completely disregard everything I've just said. But if they're not, start thinking about what are some routines. Maybe create a morning routine. Maybe make your bed every morning. Maybe read a few pages every morning. Maybe, there's many things that you can do there. Listen to one of my podcasts every day. That's a great place to start. Obviously, you get upskilled, educated, you get exposed to different ideas and things to think about to make you a high performer and create a better quality of life for yourself. But gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to the last podcast for 2021. It's been a wild year. I think we did 93 episodes or something like that for the year, which, is awesome. I love doing these podcasts, and I love hearing how much you guys enjoy them. But like I said, please, now that Spotify has its review section, leave a 5-star review, or over on Apple Podcasts, leave a review as well. Share it on social media. Tag me at Lachlan Stuart and at the Man That Can Project, and I'll definitely reshare it. But have an incredible new year. And I look forward to catching up or having you a part of the Strong Men of Value Academy or at one of our workshops in the new year. Rip in, guys. And remember, as my shirt says, maintain integrity. Have a ripper 2022. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.